Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about some new fragrance-free makeup. So I'm gonna go full influencer on this one. By the way, I do have a cold sore. This is not blood, it just looks very red. I don't know if you guys can actually see it. I kind of tried to get a little bit farther away from the camera. And I was debating whether I should make a video with the cold sore still active. But I think it's pretty on brand for this channel and for this video. So, I think it's relevant for those of us that have skin sensitivities because if you are sensitive to certain ingredients or certain things in makeup, it can actually give you a cold sore. It can provoke a cold sore, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, I one of the brands of makeup that I really like a lot is Physicians Formula. And by the way, this is not like sponsored by them. I don't get paid on this channel by anybody, including YouTube. But if you're familiar with the brand Physicians Formula, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about before, is a makeup brand that was actually developed by a doctor for his wife who suffered with lupus. And so the I guess the gimmick of the brand was that it's hypoallergenic, for sensitive skin, for sensitive eyes, for people that just are very sensitive to a lot of the ingredients that are in makeup. It's not technically a clean makeup brand. It's not made out of, like plant-based stuff. It's not all natural, but it is supposed to be specific for sensitive skin. What's happened is that for whatever reason, if you guys are familiar, they have a very popular bronzer called the Butter Bronzer. And it has an incredible scent. I mean, it's kind of got this like coconutty, tropical kind of scent. And that bronzer blew up. I mean, it's become like their signature product from their brand. And it just took the world by storm, I guess. And it seems like they kind of decided to run with that because that was popular. Then they started putting scent in everything. And it has become, because Physicians Formula was the brand that I would go to, even as my sensitivities have continued to, um, grow in number. I still I still relied on Physicians Formula because they have some of the only makeup that I can wear, which, the foundation is the only foundation I can wear. I think one of their eyeliners is the only eyeliner I can wear. So I still go to them for makeup. Unfortunately, they've been putting fragrance in everything. And so I was really surprised that they actually just came out with a palette. And these palettes have also been pretty popular recently. They have like palettes that they have like 6 different face products, in one single palette. So they're perfect for travel and things like that. And they just came out with this one. It's like a Breakfast Club collaboration, which is, very gimmicky, but, that's, not the point that I'm trying to make. So I was excited, but at the same time, I have purchased another one of their palettes like this before, and it was heavily, heavily fragranced to the point where even some of the products that were previously unfragranced, they added fragrance to. So I didn't really have the highest hopes for this until I think I saw a video of another YouTuber, or I looked up the ingredients in the product, and I did not see fragrance. And so I bought it, and I thought, you know what, I can buy it. I bought it online. I can, return it in store. I think they're available at Target. I said, if it does smell, because once you open the flap, the fragrance will hit you in the face. That's what happened with the other palette that I got. I mean, you open it and it's just perfume, in your face. This one is fragrance free. And I did double check the ingredients in the back. Fragrance free. And you've got basically the butter bronzer formula, but in a fragrance free version. So if that fragrance has bothered you in the past, they don't have it in here. But you still get the formula of the product. This is like a godsend, basically. I was considering decluttering all of my fragrance makeup, but I didn't because, I like some of it. The butter bronzer smell does not really bother me that much, but preferably I would like unscented products. And here you have 6 of them. So you have the bronzers, the blushes, and 2 highlights. So 2 of each in a different, light and medium, light and medium. And they also have another palette that is for darker skin tones, but no fragrance. So if you're looking for something, I would highly recommend that you take this one. Then of course there's the other issue. They have oversprays on their products. Some of their products, like the highlighters, can be really like chunky glitter and not very good. No chunky glitter. This highlight is actually gorgeous, and again, no fragrance. It doesn't have the same creamy texture as the original butter highlighter, but it is gorgeous, and I actually like it better than the original. So I highly recommend that you try this if you are sensitive to fragrance. I believe it does still contain talc, and I know some people are sensitive to talc, but there's no fragrance. So I decided that I was going to make, this video, not just about this palette. I'm not just talking about Physicians Formula. I wanted to kind of pull out some other fragrance-free items that I have found. Now, I'm focusing on fragrance-free because fragrance is a huge trigger for a lot of us. So these are not like, how do I want to say it? They're not free of like plant-based ingredients. So even this palette contains gardenia something flower extract. You can't smell it. It doesn't smell like it, but it does contain a flower extract. And some of these other products also contain plant extracts and things like that. So if you are sensitive to plants, it may still be a no-go. But if you're sensitive to fragrance, which I know, like I said, a lot of us in the chronic illness community are, headaches, nausea, burning eyes. That's an issue that I have if I get anything fragranced too close to my eyes. They actually even have fragrance. By the way, there is an eyeshadow palette from this same collection, and that does have fragrance. I cannot for the life of me understand why you would put fragrance in eyeshadow, eyeliner. They do have a line of butter products that have fragrance in even the eyeliner and the mascara, which is just crazy to me. But that's why I wanted to highlight some things that are fragrance free in this video. This being one of them, and this being probably the most cost effective. I think it costs like $18. I'm pretty sure it'll go on sale eventually at some point, and you get 6 products in one. So for $18, it's not a bad deal, and you have no fragrance in this thing. It doesn't smell like anything. So that's one. That's a big one. If you like to travel, this would be probably a really good idea. But that kind of brought me to, some of my other products recently discovered and some of my older products that you've seen in a previous video that are unscented. If you're still looking for other face products, blushes, this one is a good one as well. This Almay Healthy Hue Blush. I'm looking at the ingredients. This one doesn't look like it has fragrance or talc or any plant-based. I'm not seeing like a plant-based type of like a flower extract or anything like that. These are really good. I have 2 of these. The staying power is really good if you're looking for a long-wearing blush. No fragrance. Have not noticed anything major on my skin. I'm not wearing this today. I'm actually wearing the Physicians Formula palette, the blushes, the highlight, and the bronzers on my skin. But I've actually been liking these blushes a lot. And I can't complain. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I haven't seen a lot of reviews on these blushes. I've noticed that they stay well throughout the day, but like I said, no fragrance, really pretty colors. I think they have 4 different colors that can go from, light to medium skin tones. Don't sleep on these. These are really good. That's all I got to say. They're fragrance free. I have talked about the Burt's Bees face powder and blush. I think I broke it. I think I may have broken it. I just dropped it downstairs. These are also fragrance free. They don't smell like anything. They don't have any kind of perfume. But of course, as you know, Burt's Bees is kind of like a plant-based or all natural type of product. And so if you are allergic to like bamboo, because I think they have like bamboo in it, bamboo extract or something, then that, you know, if you're sensitive to plants on your skin, that may cause a problem. But no apparent smell from these. They're good. They're decent products. The powder foundation I've enjoyed. The blush is pretty good. This one is kind of a deeper color because their blushes do fade a little bit faster. So I just got a color that was a little bit deeper. This is a pretty kind of almost reddish type of blush. But I do notice that their blushes do fade rather quickly. And the last product here is they have this new, actually a liquid highlight. And again, when it comes to liquids, it's even worse than powders. I've noticed that with powders, I can tolerate fragrance a little bit better, or I can tolerate certain, I guess, ingredients better. And because I guess when I put my foundation, that sort of, I think it probably creates a barrier between my skin and the actual powder product. But when it comes to liquid stuff, that's when I start to have more issues. So for example, concealer, highlight, you know, things like that, liquid, cream bronzers and things like that, which is why I don't use a lot of cream products, because for whatever reason, that tends to be even worse. I don't know. This one has actually not been too bad, and they do have 3 shades. I got the lightest shade. And again, it doesn't have fragrance, but it does have plant-based products. It has Camellia sinensis leaf extract. And I think that's it as far as plant products. And Burt's Bees does tend to have some problematic natural ingredients in their products that bother my lips and all of that. And this one so far has not been too bad. And I really like this because it gives you, if you're into that glass skin type of look, this does that. It does that pretty well. And I did like it. I've been wanting a cream highlight for a long time. Still on the hunt for a cream blush. I use the Neutrogena foundation sticks, the hyaluronic acid ones. I forget what they're called. I use that as a bronzer. I just use like a deeper tone as a bronzer, and I seem to not have many issues with that, but that's technically not a cream bronzer. So I finally found this cream or liquid highlight, and it works well, and it doesn't smell like anything. At least I don't think it does. It doesn't really have any, oops, I squeezed some out. It doesn't really have any apparent smell. I guess I can give you a swatch since I squeezed some of this out. It looks very pink. I put way too much. I squeezed a lot out. But once you kind of blend it into the skin, it's really pretty. I put way too much. But it's got like that kind of shininess. I use the lightest one. It does have kind of like a pink shift. There's no smell. It has like a pink shift, but they also have like a medium one and then like a darker one. But I've been fine with that one. Honest Beauty is also another kind of natural line. So they use some plant-based ingredients, but their bronzer, their luminizing bronzer, I love, and it doesn't seem to have any kind of fragrance, and I don't seem to have any issues with it. It is a bit more expensive than these other products, but seems to work well. So yeah, those are basically, you know, a lot of these are newly discovered. The Almay blushes, the Burt's Bees palette, or the Physicians Formula palette, the Burt's Bees highlight are newer. The other powder products from Burt's Bees are older, so you can probably find those for a lot cheaper or on sale. Once it kind of sets on the skin, it looks more shiny. But I am so grateful. I don't think Physicians Formula is going to watch this video, but I am so, so grateful that they finally came out with one of these palettes and their butter bronzers. without a fragrance, because I was, I do have a butter bronzer, a separate one, the individual one that I like, but I was really, I've been debating whether to declutter all of my scented products because I've been having so many issues lately, as you guys know if you've seen my other videos. And I have, bronzers from other brands like the Honest Beauty one that I really like. And it's like, is it really necessary for me to be constantly putting fragrance on my face? Even though I like the bronzer, is this really necessary? Do I really need to do this? And is it really, I mean, I don't need 5 bronzers, and especially ones with fragrance in them. Even if I do like them, it's kind of been something that I've been thinking about doing because I've been having issues, and I just want to minimize whatever could possibly be causing those issues or compounding on those problems. And as you see, like I said at the beginning of the video, I do have a cold sore right now, and cold sores are viral. Obviously, it's a virus that you have inside, but if you've ever read on what can cause a cold sore, there are lots of different reasons. One of them being things that you put on your face. And I did go through a phase probably a few years ago when I started developing more intolerances to my makeup products. That was probably like a couple years ago right now at this point. I went through a small period where I got cold sores because I don't get cold sores very often. My mom is very prone to them, but I get a cold sore every, maybe once a year, if that. And something happened where I got a cold sore. I got 2 cold sores within, I think, a couple weeks of each other. Like one went away and another one popped up. Like almost, it takes like 2 weeks for these things to go away. And literally at the end of one, I got another one. And that was very, very unusual for me. And I think at the time, I'm not sure if I was already on my IVIG, but again, it when that happens, I'm like, there's something going on with my face. And I think I was having issues with my skin at the time, trying to find a face wash. But I started noticing that I was having a lot of peeling on my lips. And I was just using like lip balm. And I was like, why are my lips constantly peeling like this? And I came to the conclusion that I was having a sensitivity to bee products. And if you know anything about lip balms, or even chapsticks and things like that, look at the ingredient list. A lot of them, even if they're not advertised as all natural, they have beeswax in them or some kind of bee product, whether it's honey or, or they have something else like soy, or some kind of plant-based oil. Even coconut oil can be an issue. And so I started looking at the ingredients of what I was putting on my lips, and sure enough, it had bee products in them. So I had to eliminate all of that. Right now, I actually, just for moisture, I just put petroleum jelly. I've been reduced to the point where all I can do is put petroleum jelly on my lips. But I have noticed, recently my lips kind of felt a little bit better, so I've been trying other things. And Physicians Formula actually came out with a lip plumping. It's called like the Diamond Lip Plumper, and it does have that little minty tingle at first, but I tolerate those pretty well. The minty tingle goes away within a few minutes, and it's a really nice lip gloss. But I have been using them a little bit more frequently lately, so I'm kind of not surprised if this came up. It's actually not really on my lip, but I'm wondering if that, along with everything else, along with hormonal issues and all the other, treatments that I've been doing, could have provoked that, on my face. And there's no doubt in my mind, because you can get cold sores actually in the middle of your face. My mom actually has 2 right now, and one of them is on her chin. So, if you're using fragrance products, that can provoke that. They say that even if you get hit in the face or something, that can also provoke a cold sore. So any kind of trauma, which, fragrance can be a trauma to your skin if it causes issues for you. So, I'm very, very happy that they listened. A lot of people were complaining about the fragrance in their products. I wasn't the only one. There were several people. I would see it in their reviews. I would see it in their comments on Instagram. People were just like, enough with the fragrance. I mean, fragrance and eyeshadow, fragrance and eyeliners and mascara is just absurd to me. And so at least they listened with this face palette. So I'm very, very happy about that. And like I said, if you're struggling to find something, that's what Physicians Formula specializes in. They make products for people with sensitive skin. I just don't know why. I think it became a selling point to put fragrance in their products. And I think it backfired. And I think people are just not buying them as much as they were hoping. So I hope that they continue this trend of taking fragrance out of some of their more popular products, because I think, a lot of people are going to be very happy about that, and they're going to start seeing a lot more sales. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Please stay tuned. I have more videos coming. Please like and